This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 5.
As millions of people pack highways and airports to be with their families for Thanksgiving tomorrow, a massive winter storm is taking aim at the central and southern plains. Numerous winter storm watches and warnings as well as advisories have already been announced. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christy Harton. Today we have team coverage on the winter weather and its effect on the holiday. KCBD News Channel 11's Presley Fowler is looking at people's final holiday preps, and Gloria De Leon is at the Lubbock Airport with the latest travel conditions. But we begin with John in the First Alert Forecast Center as he tracks the frigid air's path. John?
Well, Christy, it's easy to see if you notice all the colors on our Super Doppler here. We've overlaid watches and warnings are in effect, and they will continue from Friday into Saturday. Look at those daytime highs Friday and Saturday, Christy.
Okay, thanks so much, John. And as the winter weather moves closer to the South Plains, now would be a good time to download the KCBD weather app. It is free. Just search KCBD in your app store. And before you head out the door tomorrow morning, make sure you watch Daybreak today for the latest forecast. If you're spending time this Thanksgiving holiday in airports, here's what you need to know. If you're passing through the Lubbock Airport, you are asked to arrive at least 90 minutes before your flight departs. If possible, print your boarding pass in advance. And don't forget to take your photo ID with you to the airport. It seems silly, but a lot of people leave it behind. And finally, if you are traveling with children or someone with a disability, factor in that extra time for check-in. Travelers are continuing to make their way across the South Plains this evening to make it to their destination just in time for Thanksgiving. Since early this morning, the Lubbock Airport has seen a constant flow of people. That's where we find KCBD News Channel 11's Gloria De Leon. She joins us live with a look at what's going on out there. Gloria?
Hey there, Christy. Well, it is still a pretty busy scene out here right now as people are coming and going, hoping to make it to their destination in time for Turkey Day. Now, one Lubbock woman, Rena Ogle, was sitting near baggage claim this afternoon, patiently waiting for her son to arrive. So excited she could hardly contain herself, thinking about all of the fun she's going to have with her kids by her side.
It's definitely all of us getting together, and I mean, we all eat and play games, and I mean, we all just pretty much hang out just constantly, and we're all together and just being a family, just crazy. Every one of us, we have a lot of fun,
Rena says it's been a year since last Thanksgiving that her two boys have been home at the same time, and today she waited for the last person expected to arrive, her son Tanner. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear more from Rena and see the reunion between her and her son. But for now, we'll send it back to you, Christy.
Thanks so much, Gloria. And here's a look at FlightAware.com's misery map. Here you can track delays and cancellations across the country. Right now, there are about 200 delays. Most airports are shaded green, so there's not a lot of delays. That's good. Airports in Denver, Atlanta, and Chicago were dealing with the most delays today. We checked with the Lubbock Airport's website. So far, there are no delays or cancellations out there. And taking a quick look at the highways around Lubbock. Whoa, look at this. These are live pictures from our TxDOT cameras. You can see a lot of traffic out there on the South Loop. This is near Indiana, but it looks like everything is flowing smoothly. If you're meeting with your family or friends heading out tonight, you shouldn't have any problems getting where you need to be. Just, of course, drive carefully. And as most people take to the road for this holiday, DPS troopers will be patrolling Texas highways looking for speeders and drunk drivers.
Distracting driving is being a big factor or becoming a big factor into a lot of the crashes. So cell phone use to a minimal. Let somebody else in the vehicle handle the cell phone or iPads or whatever gadget you may have in your vehicle. Try to not be distracted while you're driving.
Last year, Texas troopers arrested almost 250 people for DWIs. They also handed out about 5,300 speeding tickets, and nearly 600 citations were issued because children were not wearing seat belts. And many people are out and about this evening getting last-minute items for that Thanksgiving dinner. KCBD News Channel 11's Presley Fowler is live at the Market Street on 19th and Quaker. Presley, what's it look like out there?
Well, Christy, the crowds are here, and they have been here for the few hours that we've been here. Now it's starting to pick up as people are starting to get off work, and you can see behind me that their bags are filled with the usual Thanksgiving fare. They're coming to get their last-minute items for those meals. Now, I talked with the store director, and he says they see nearly 100,000 people on any given normal week, so you can imagine that it's an even bigger number this week. And of course, Market Street is closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving, which is why today is a popular day for everyone to come and get their last-minute items. So if you still need to get something for your Thanksgiving meal, you need to make sure that you get here before midnight because they will be closing and they won't be open tomorrow. They're giving their families a day off for Thanksgiving so everyone can enjoy the meal. Christy, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Presley.
This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 5.
This afternoon, we are following two developing stories. We're tracking the latest on the Paris terror attacks and Obama's fight against ISIS. But first, we start here at home. The threat of severe weather in Lubbock this evening and across the South Plains. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Christy Hart. And John, right now, much of the South Plains is under that tornado watch. Is there any chance that could become a warning?
Well, there's a chance. We had a severe thunderstorm warning a few minutes ago, Christy. That has just expired for the Tooele area, but right now it's still a tornado watch. It does include Lubbock and Plainview. Conditions very favorable for severe thunderstorms to develop. We've had a couple of them race across the north and northwestern South Plains. But as far as our potential in Lubbock, we're going to look at the complete forecast coming up, Christy, and the threat for severe weather here in the city.
Okay, thanks so much, John. And you'll want to download the KCBD weather app before the storm becomes severe in your area. The app comes with a live radar, so you at home can track the storm, or wherever you are. To download, search for KCBD in your app store. Security changes in France overnight may be just the beginning as the country responds to Friday's deadly terrorist attacks in Paris. Today, France's president said he wants to extend a state of emergency for another 3 months. Overnight raids ended with nearly 130 arrests and the discovery of weapons, including atomic firearms and a rocket launcher. And today, 3 days after those attacks, ISIS threatened to attack the United States. That sparked debate over President Obama's strategy to beat ISIS and protect our nation. And now that debate is a part of the race for the White House. Steve Handelsman has more from Washington.
I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC News, Washington.
Governor Greg Abbott says Texas will not accept any more Syrians following the Paris attacks. In a letter to President Obama, Abbott said he has directed state health officials not to participate in the resettlement of Syrians. Abbott also urged scrapping federal plans to accept more refugees because the government can't perform, quote, proper security checks. However, an immigration official says that state governors lack legal authority to deny refugees. Meanwhile, at noon today, Governor Abbott asked all Texans to observe a minute of silence to honor the victims of the Paris attacks. Right now, the French flag is on display outside the governor's mansion in Austin. In a statement, Abbott said when Texas declared its independence from Mexico, France was among the first nations to recognize that independence. Today, students at California State University Long Beach are remembering a student who was killed in the attacks. 23-year-old Noemi Gonzalez was a senior at the college and was studying in Paris for 1 semester. Students remembered Gonzalez as a hard worker and a role model.
Really big shock. It really hurts me that this happened. But I want to be happy for her because she was a really, really huge role model for me in my life.
At a vigil this weekend, students also recognize the other victims of Friday's attacks. And today we are learning about one victim who had ties to Texas. Francois Xavier Prévost was a former exchange student at the University of North Texas in Denton. He attended UNT in the fall of 2007. UNT says he was killed at the theater where an American band was playing a sold-out show. One Texas Tech student was in France studying abroad during Friday's attacks in Paris. The university says that student is safe and has been accounted for. KCBD News Channel 11's Gloria De Leon joins us now with more. Gloria.
Christy, Ambassador Tibor Nagy was with Texas Tech's Office of International Affairs, says safety and security are the most important factors when students are choosing their study abroad destination and program. He says his office has an ongoing monitoring system to check threat levels and what's going on around the globe. Nagy tells us they do try to inform students of what they might face when going overseas.
We do our best to at least prepare the students for safety and security issues before they go abroad, to know what to look for, to keep themselves safe. Situational awareness, is one of the most important things.
He says they do not only monitor terrorist activity, but anything that may harm their students. And they go into hyper response mode when something like Friday's attacks in Paris happen. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a Texan who is in Spain right now and says he was shocked that these attacks happened so close to him. Christy, back to you.
Thanks so much, Gloria. Southern Methodist University, Texas Christian University, and the University of Texas at Dallas all have confirmed they currently do have students studying abroad in Paris. According to SMU, the university currently has 11 students in Paris. TCU Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs says that university has 3 students there, and UTD says 4 students are studying in Paris. All of those students are safe and accounted for. In the midst of the attacks on Friday, Facebook deployed Safety Check. That's a tool the company built for disasters. Safety Check lets those close to a crisis check in and let their Facebook friends know that they are safe. Today, some people are asking why Facebook didn't activate that feature after Thursday's deadly bombing in Beirut, London. CEO Mark Zuckerberg wrote that Facebook's policy until Saturday was to activate Safety Check for natural disasters only, and he said the feature will now be turned on after some human disasters as well. Meanwhile, there are signs of life returning to normal for some in Paris. Museums across the city reopened today. The Louvre, home of the Mona Lisa, and other museums have been closed all weekend following Friday's attacks. France's cultural minister said all museums opened today following a moment of silence for the victims. And after a 2-day shutdown, the Eiffel Tower is now open to tourists. You're now looking at a live picture of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. As darkness fell, the Paris landmark was lit in the red, white, and blue colors, of course, the colors of the French flag. Monuments around the world have done the same in recent days in a show of sympathy with Paris. We've put together a slideshow of the memorials and tributes for those killed in the Paris attacks. You can view those pictures online or on our KCBD mobile app. If you don't have that app, just search for KCBD in your app store. Coming up on KCBD News Channel 11 at 5 for a 20th day, Lubbock jurors hear testimony in a murder retrial. Next, learn what was said in court today. Plus, following the Red Raiders' victory this weekend, fans are now looking ahead to a bowl game. And tonight, the final 12 contestants sing on The Voice for a chance to move on to the next round. Later, see how the singers are preparing.
We're looking up to the north. This is our camera up in Plainview. This is at Covenant Health in Plainview. A strong thunderstorm just north of Plainview, moving northeast. We're going to look at the Doppler in your forecast coming up.